will believe in Jesus, period. I personally don't like Muslim religion. I'm not, everybody will agree with that. Now,
well, Brother Richard, if you're like us, Brother Richard, if you're like us, you don't like a lie that sends people to hell and ruins their life and ruins the life of everybody around them, and that's what Islam is.
I'm the truth because Jesus, he teach me to say the truth and not to be scared or afraid from anyone.
Right.
I'm honest and I'm saying the truth, whatever he is telling me. Right. Now, why they came to television and they scared to say the truth? Why they say Islam religion is the peace and love and peace to the world? And look at what happened to the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Today in the same topic that they were talking, a lady from Egypt, she called and she said not even the massacre happened at the church. She said in a place called Al Said, it's the south of Cairo,
right, in
Egypt, people, they're going to burn Christians' home while people, they are in their house. Yeah. Burn their houses, and while people, they are in. Now, they're telling me and they tell the people that Islam is the religion of peace. Yeah. I don't think so, my friends. Think twice. You know what? God bless you. Yeah. And I love your show, and I always be support to you guys. And I pray to God that he will let you in that show for years to come.
Bless we love you.
Have a wonderful year, and I will talk again. Thank you very much, and have a good night.
Thank you, Richard. God bless you. Thank you so much. Well, praise the Lord. You know, we're going to get to the next caller, but before we do, already we're back on violence again. Seems like that just keeps popping up. Every time we talk about Islam, violence just seems to be the subject. I can't imagine why. Let's take the next caller right now. Welcome, you're on the air with Jesus or Muhammad. Hello, you're on the air.
Hello, my name is Yobert Nissan. I am talking from California. I would like to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year for Father Joseph and my brother David.
Merry Christmas, brother.
The happiness in the coming year, which is this year, 2010.
Yes.
I am really astonished of the way you guys explain the Muslims' book. But one of the ladies called, she said that there is one Quran and many Bibles. And David answered her very nice. But let me add something. Well, to that lady, I tell her there are more than one Quran, not only one Quran. There is a Quran that believes in Shia and one Quran believes in Sunnah. Shia says that Ilah al-Islam will go and Ali will replace him. Ali is Waliullah. That means if when God of Muslims leave, where he will go, I don't know, because Ali is prepared to replace him. Right. So I just want to explain how can God go and Ali can become and replace him. This is the question. God bless you guys and keep it on replacing and letting the people know the truth. God bless you. Thank you and Happy New Year.
God bless you, brother. Thank you so much. Brother David, would you just quickly tag on to that about the Quran? You know, a lot of people are not quite clear. Our brother mentioned that there is more than one Quran. Could you just basically give just a little bit about the nature of the fact of the illusion that there's one Quran?
It's absolute nonsense. Yeah. I pointed this out on the last show. Yeah. Muslim scholars and the sheikhs who've actually read the major Muslim sources, Al-Bukhari and Sahih Muslim and Sunan Abu Dawud and so on, yeah, they know from their most reliable sources that the Quran has been changed a lot of times, that we have records of. Right. They know that entire chapters of the Quran were lost. They know that Muhammad's top scholars of the Quran couldn't even agree on what chapters were supposed to go into the Quran. They know that verses came up missing. They know that large passages of the Quran came up missing. They know that phrases came up missing, that words came up missing, and that Uthman, in an attempt to cover it all up, burned all the manuscripts and just put out one authoritative book. So they know this, but they go on propagating this myth this absolute deception that there's only one Quran, there's only been one Quran from the beginning. And if you want to say that, I say fine, but now you have to throw out all of your sources. So you have to throw out all of the hadith because they're all wrong, because they all say that the Quran has been changed numerous times. So throw out everything because it's all wrong and it's all been corrupted. But if you have to throw out all the hadith, then don't tell me you know anything about Muhammad. You learn almost nothing about Muhammad in the Quran. You learn about Muhammad and things like the 5 pillars of Islam and things like how do you recite the Shahada. You learn about these in the hadith, but if you tell me all the hadith are wrong because they all say that the Quran has gone through numerous changes, then you're telling me you don't know anything about Muhammad. So take your pick there. If you want to say that the Quran has been perfectly preserved in spite of all the evidence, and you can't even claim it then because we do have manuscripts of differences in the Quran. Yeah. So there's absolutely no way to claim it. And what we find over and over again is simply the matter that Muslims do not care about whether they're deceiving people, right, as long as it helps people to believe in Islam. They just do not care. And we pointed out on the last show, you can walk into any Christian bookstore and pick up a book on the manuscripts of the Bible and how scholars compare the manuscripts in order to get at the original reading. And in Islam, you have a ton of reading. So you see, if Uthman hadn't burned all the manuscripts, we could compare the manuscripts and get to the original reading. But he destroys all the evidence, and now we have nothing to compare. Where in Christianity, we preserve our manuscripts to the best of our ability so that we can use them and compare them. And I mean, just think about that. If I take a book, right, and everyone starts copying it, and there are tons of differences, and I just say, all right, I'm going to pick this one, burn all the rest. Well, now there's just one. True. Does that help you? Does that mean that your religion is somehow more accurate, or that my book, the preservation of my book, was a miracle? No, it just means I destroyed all the evidence. And even after Uthman destroyed all the evidence, it didn't work. You know why? Because a man named Abdullah ibn Masud, who just so happened to be Muhammad's top expert of the Quran, told his followers to hide their versions of the Quran. And many of their readings, their different readings, lasted on a long time after him. He told them to hide them, and he said, don't fall for the deception of Uthman. This is Muhammad's top, hand-picked expert about what the Quran teaches. And he says, don't believe in this Quran put out by Uthman. Don't believe it, my friends. Right. And Muslims today, oh, there's never been any disagreement. This Quran has always been perfectly preserved. You have to, every step of the way in Islam, it's every step of the way. Let's ignore all of the evidence and just claim the Quran's been perfectly preserved. The Quran is scientifically accurate, no matter what the evidence says. We'll just say these things. Say these things to ourselves.
I just had a thought. I wish that, it wouldn't be neat, of course, all of the things that people would say he'd kill you, but if we had Muhammad right here, what would Muhammad say about the Quran? He would tell you that there are at least sib'a haruf. What's that? 7 different readings. There's at least 7 different readings. That comes out of the mouth of your prophet in the highest regarded Sunni hadith. And then Brother Sam's argument, an argument from just the smallest thing that we can find. Yusuf Ali is a famous translation. In America we have it. And there in Surah Al-Ashab, Surah 33, talking about verse 6. If you look at the footnote 3674, Yusuf Ali says that there's a reading here that disagrees with other readings, talking